I'm going to show you the fastest way to create a whole unit in Toddle with ChatGPT. So go into Toddle, choose your subject and hit create an subject specific unit. Then copy and paste the prompt, which is in the video description, into ChatGPT. And then you have to give ChatGPT some information. So he's going to ask you about the subject, the summative assessment, the content, and the goal. But even if you don't have an idea for a summative assessment or a goal, it works really well. So I just gave him the information, grade 8 design, give me an idea for a summative assessment in biodiversity, give a learning goal which is aligned with the summative assessment. So ChatGPT gave me a summative assessment idea. I liked the idea, that's why I hit OK. So if you don't like the idea, just say give me something easier or whatever, but you have to tell him OK, and then he's going to continue with the whole planning of the unit. Next step is just to copy and paste everything into Toddle. A few things you have to keep in mind working in Toddle. First of all, why do we do that? To work with Toddle AI, it's important that we give some context. So if we plan a whole unit in Toddle, it will lead to a better output using Toddle AI. And also it gives us something to work with during the unit and to improve it during the year. So here the first thing you have to be aware of, just hit the right year 3 in this case. Then I copied and pasted the reflection part. The key concept, only hit one key concept, and a little tip here, the light bulb, you always can read a whole description. So everything is in Toddle you need to know. The related concepts, so I was told the rule of thumb is not more than 3, and the global context. We don't need the focus exploration, just in case you really have something planned, then check the boxes. Statement of inquiry, the questions, learning focus, all given by ChatGPT. I skipped the MYP objectives and ATL skills for a moment. I'm going to do that later. Copied the summative assessment, the content. The content you should do by yourself. This is, you can do it by ChatGPT, but it's better to use the curriculum for that. You don't need the subject standards. The learning experience is also something, just if you have really something in mind, put it in here. So ChatGPT gave me formative assessment ideas, which I really liked, the differentiation, and of course service learning opportunities in case you need that. So one last thing to the objectives, go to the objectives, and it's actually not that important what you check here, because if you create your formative or your summative assessment, you always can choose between all of them. I'm going to focus on A and D. Select. So the ATL skills, I'm going to check what ChatGPT said. Research, creative thinking, organization, time management, reflection. Organization and time management, that's not so important for me in that part. So I'm going to go with the other 3. And how I do it, research skills, of course there are not many. Then we have the critical thinking skills, and how I do it, I check all of them in the first place, because this is just the unit planning. And during I teach this lesson, I try to teach some of them explicit, and I just delete the ones which I didn't use. That's at least the way I do it. And we are done with a whole unit. It just took me 14 minutes.